Hello and welcome to another episode of SIAM Speaks. And we are joined by none other than Mr. Vinod Aggarwal, who is President Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturing Association and also the MD and CEO for Volvo Eicher Commercial Vehicles. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to understand from you, there are a lot of electric buses that we see in Delhi, Bombay and all the metro cities, but we are not able to see them in the rural areas. They are still plying on diesel vehicles. How do you see that transition happening in commercial vehicles for EVs particularly?
Fundamentally, I think the movement has started. So we have seen now electric buses within the cities. Next level, you will see more and more in the intercity. Intercities also there are some electric buses, but of course you will see eventually in the all across. So this is a gradual movement, right? This
Commercial vehicle category is one of the most complex category in the Indian automobile and in the world, sir, because there are different kind of payloads, there are different kind of categories. How do you see that the EVs, given the payload and all those things for the good transportation, how do you see that transition happening in EVs?
So I think the first thing is for the commercial vehicle, the charging infrastructure is very important. Like if it has to ply on the highways or on the between intercities, so it's very important that we should have the charging infrastructure.
Right.
But however, already for these smaller vehicles, or for example, 5-ton vehicle or 4.5 ton or even 3 ton, or you already see some electric vehicles, and for last mile delivery.
Right.
And the other is even for the higher tonnage also. If the lead distance is say 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers, then even 55-ton trucks, trailers, you see the electric tractor trailers.
Right.
So therefore, it is absolutely going to happen all across, even in construction trucks,
Okay.
where the trucks operate within a very defined parameter.
Just
So there again, you will see the electric tippers coming very soon.
So when we see the electrification journey in India, it is largely restricted to two-wheelers and especially three-wheelers. Three-wheelers is actually the one category which has outpaced the ICE category. Given that, how do you see the commercial vehicles? Do you see the alternate fuels like hybrids or hydrogen could play an important role here in this journey?
No, definitely. I think if you look at the two-wheelers and three-wheelers, since the battery size is very small and the charging time is also less, and the you don't need at a stretch charging for say 200 kilometers or 300 kilometers. So you can do the frequent charging,
Right.
and you can do overnight charging. You can do charging at your home. So that is why you see very big numbers coming. Three-wheelers, it's almost 50% of the three-wheeler market is now electric vehicles. Two-wheelers also, you are seeing more and more migration. However, as you move towards the bigger vehicles like the trucks or buses, there the battery sizes are large.
Right.
So therefore, you need more readiness of the infrastructure, as well as the costs also go up. When the battery size goes up, the cost of acquisition also goes up.
Right.
So therefore, you need different business model
Right.
to make it viable on the cost of ownership basis. So that is why there is slower movement as far as the buses and trucks are concerned. However, as you rightly mentioned, alternate fuels is another cleaner and greener fuel. So the CNG is already happening. LNG is going to happen because you are going to see more and more LNG fuel stations. We already recently signed an MOU with one Baidyanath company, and we have signed an MOU for supply of 500 LNG tractor trailers.
Wow.
So that movement also has started, and LNG is a very fuel efficient fuel. Its efficiency is much better.
Right. So in the electrification journey of India currently, there are a lot of talks. There are a lot of talk about subsidy, we need subsidy or not, we need charging infrastructure, there is raising anxiety. Which among all do you think is a major hurdle to get to the inflection point and get the EVs on road?
Like it's different for different categories.
Right.
Like for some of the categories, you need definitely you need the initial incentive so that the vehicles can reach some minimum
Right.
populations. But for some categories, of course, it can be even lower incentive also. So it's a it's a mix.
Right.
You can't have the same thing for everything.
Right. Sir, what as a SIAM president, what are the recommendations that you have made to government to accelerate our electrification journey?
I think the government is absolutely supporting the industry first of all, and we are working very very closely with the government to drive the electrification. And from the industry side, we are supporting the electrification drive because this is definitely one of the key initiatives
Right.
for the sustainability.
Right.
And so therefore we are working very very closely with the government. Like government earlier they gave FAME 1, FAME 2. Now we are expecting that FAME 3 also will come. Government has given production linked incentive scheme,
Right.
which is again for the auto industry, is largely for the creating the indigenizing the electric vehicles technology. So I think government is supporting, and we are working very closely with government.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you.